Hello Facebook, Dave Thompson here. Welcome to my, what's today? Whatever day it is, afternoon in the sunset. Welcome to the ocean front, well, the bay front here. Been staring out at the water, getting those inspirational vibes. That this is the place where I get my best, most inspirational vibes. There's something about nature, isn't there? And that's what this video is about, is how creativity works when you're writing your inspirational book. You know, first and foremost, the one thing that I've found that is absolutely key when you're writing your inspirational book is environment. We go on about this till the cows come home when people join us for the book writing intensives. You've got to have an inspiring environment. Like if you're all clammed up and it's a bit stuffy and you don't like the vibe, it's probably not going to be the best for creativity to come through you. But for someone like me who's very water-based, yes, a lot of water in my chart, when I look out over the ocean, I can almost ask the ocean for the answers of what to do next. And nature, by connecting with nature, nature will give me the next step. Mind you, this advice is specifically for creative, passionate, dynamic, intelligent people who are really attuned to nature, to the universe, to the natural cycles that are ever present in our life, and to those people that service humanity in some way through some type of healing or coaching or some type of solution where you solve people's problems out in the world in a really unique way. So that's the first thing, is environment. Get into nature, find the environment that works for you. For me, it is actually mountains and lakes. That's what really works. For others, it's beach and sand. For others, it's city. Some people, I've known people that just are like, take me to the city, because like the bop, the speed, the fast, they love it, and it just fires them up and gets them going for their inspirational book. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to be aware that bringing a book through is a very physical process. It's very physical in your body. You might have read Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic, which talks about ideas being floating out here in the ether, just waiting for someone to be ready, willing, and able to bring that idea through. And until they find someone who's ready, willing, and able, the book just remains an idea. And so this is where, with a lot of our authors, we ask them, like, how did you know? How did you know it was time to write it? And they just say things like, yeah, it had been tapping me on the shoulder for like a while, months, maybe years. If it's been tapping you on the shoulder, consider that a pretty good sign that the message is wanting to come through you. Now, here's the thing. Here's the part that you've got to figure out as the author, and that you might need support on, and certainly something that we're super conscious of. I've seen this happen over 300 times for book writers over the last 10 years, is that for the message to come through, you've got to be a clean channel for that. And if you're not 100% aligned with, well, look, you don't have to be 100% to start with. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But if you're not aligned and ready and willing and able to also move the shifts in your body that need to come through as the book is coming through you, then it can be a clunky process. It can be a painful process. But the more you're willing to surrender, to do the inner work, to be the messenger. See, this is where books not only give you the authority, but it's not like you go to a shop and say, oh, well, I would like to have a book in my business and therefore I am purchasing authority off the shelf. It's not that. It's not an external thing. The process of doing your book allows you to unearth the power of your own inner authority. The authority that was always there, but it was dormant. And the process of doing the book compels you to move through your shit so that you can become the messenger of that message. It compels you to open your voice, stand in your power, take action that is on purpose for you, and to do so in a way that's really unique, really authentic, really you. Like it's you. For all the leadership upgrades, for all the business upgrades, the authority upgrades, what writing an inspirational book is really about is it's about you becoming more of you, of who you already are at a deeper level. And it's because of this upgrade, this elevation, that you then get the business benefits that come your way. So when you're doing a book, when it taps you on the shoulder, when you then say yes to it, be prepared to be able to move whatever you need to move in your body so that the book can come through. And here's my third and final point for today, is that a lot of people don't begin their book because they're not 100% clear at the outset on how they're going to do every single step. And if that's you, I've got news for you. There are over 180 process steps in producing one physical book. You're not going to know all of them from the outset, and that's in publishing, let alone in the writing. Even, I'll say this for context, even the experts in their field who have been doing their trade for 20, 25 years, even they are not 100% clear at the outset of starting their book. At most, they might be 90% clear. And I see it all the time. They're like, yep, it's this, and then they get in and go and write it, and they're like, I have to put another chapter in, and it has to be on this. I cannot publish this book without putting this chapter in. It always happens, time and time and time again. So if you're thinking that you need to be 100% clear before you begin, you are never going to begin. And I think that's an accurate statement. I've seen people, and this is the other thing, some people think, I'm not clear enough to even start. Well, if you're even 20% clear, which to me means you've got somewhat of an idea of what your book's about, of what you want to write about. Like if I said, hey, what's your book about? And you said, well, my idea is kind of this and this and this and maybe this. If you can say that, you've got at least 20% of an idea. In one conversation, I guarantee you, I can get you to 70% clear. I can bump you 50, 60 points in 10 minutes. I guarantee it. Just by listening to what your book's about, I'll get the positioning, the framing, the key messages. I'll hear your chapter structure. Like, I can just see books. I grew up with books. It's just a gift of mine. I know books inside out. I've got like an X-ray vision for them, for what needs to be in, for what you need to say, for what you need to say that you're probably scared to say, and you're wanting to hide from, but that you absolutely must put in there. And then from that point forward, the journey unfolds through like 1% gains, 5% gains. By leaning in, that's how things become clear. So if you're not willing to start unless you've got 100% clarity, then you're not going to start, because 100% clarity never really comes in. And even the final stages of publishing a book, you're ticking off those 0.1%. Like we're increasing the quality, we're just refining. It's tiny gains right at the end until you get to a point where you're like, the perfect dish, it is ready. And I see it. I see people, they come in and there's this moment in time. For some, it's 2 days before their launch. For some, it's 3 weeks before the launch. It's usually around that time frame. And you see the switch flick and they go, you know what, Dave? And you see the smile on their face. And that is the indicator that they are ready, that they've done the journey, they've done the work to bring the message through, to write something that is grand, that is unique, that is inspirational, that is a piece of consciousness that will just absolutely change the world, and they are now ready to be that messenger. And that is an absolute joy to see. So if you at least have an idea, what I want to invite you to, in early January, we're just about to release it, we will be holding a book map session. This is the kickoff point. This is where we bring that idea from 20% or wherever you're at, and we bump it right up. We're turning ideas into a tangible plan so that you are actually ready to write a real book. You will leave this session ready to rock. And you know what? It's free. Why do we do this at the start of every year? Because I know people come into New Year's and they have big dreams for their book, and there's a lot of momentum behind it, and this is the time for you to catch that wind. The link is being prepared right now by my team. If you would like to get the link when it's ready, just put an emoji below, any emoji whatsoever, and when the link is ready, I will send it to you and you can register for free. It's going to be on the 8th of January at 10 a.m. It's a free online workshop on Zoom for free. Get to come out with me, hang out with me and my team, and we will help you bump up that clarity. I guarantee 50, 60, 70 points you will get clearer in the 2 hours. You'll be ready to write your book at the end of that session. All right, Brad wants it. Rock and roll, Brad. Thanks for your comment. Thanks for listening. So that link will be ready probably tomorrow, I think. So we'll put that out for everyone. 8th of Jan. Let's rock and roll. Have an amazing rest of day, and I'll talk to you really soon. Bye for now.